The hallmark of a great coffee house is it's a place where people can meet, talk about all this kind of stuff.
It's community. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Ryan Brothers Coffee Podcast. Today, we're going to talk a little bit. Obviously, there's a lot on everybody's minds. What's going on in the world, and how it's impacting and affecting all of our lifestyles. It's a really tough time. It's a great time and a hard time at the same time. What are your thoughts, we have this horrific situation going on in Europe with the Ukraine, obviously. And then at the same time, we have a very horrific situation going on in China, which is going to have real effect again on worldwide economies. And what are you thinking about some of this stuff now?
I'm thinking about the grocery bill I got yesterday. When I went to the store, I had $100. I walked out with 2 bags.
Yeah.
And I think I only had bananas. I mean, you know what? I just, on a real fundamental level, we're seeing it on so many levels, and everyone in the supermarket is seeing it. And the only people who aren't feeling it are the really, really wealthy. And we don't know really where and what they're doing, but they're not feeling it like we are.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I think, as you mentioned, it's everywhere from your grocery store to your gas pump. Like everything you come across didn't go up 10%, 6%, 15%. No, it went way up. I mean, I can tell you just from our specific business, coffee in the last 12 calendar months has increased 250% in cost. That's an extraordinary cost. And it has nothing to do with climate or the production. It has everything to do with the cost of containers, the availability of containers, and the inflation caused by the shortage. So that is just like one little glimpse, and it's like everything in our business has gone up, right? And it's gone up like 100%.
Let's think about that. 250% in what time period?
12 months.
Okay, so in 12 months. Let's just remember the most important thing in that number is that the 250%, I don't think any of that is going to the farmer. They're still getting paid what they were pre-COVID. They're getting paid pennies on the dollar. So the rest of that has to do with the politics, has to do with all of the activities going on between the economies. In our industry, we're trying really hard to talk about fair trade. We're trying to level the playing field. How can you, when you have that kind of inflation and really 0 to small percents are going to the farmer? I would, anyone challenge me on that? I'd love to see something.
I'm willing to bet people don't even know how do you establish pricing for coffee, right? How does it work? Well, essentially, Wall Street sets the price every day, all day long. So they establish a baseline price called the C price, a commodity price. This is a price the farmers would typically see. Now, on the C, all of the coffee brokers who then purchase coffee from Colombia, Sumatra, Ethiopia, they bring that coffee in and they put it in a warehouse. They put their margin on top of that C price. So if the C price is $2 and that broker wants to make 50 cents a pound commission, then the price of that coffee is now $2.50 a pound. So as that C price goes up, it doesn't go to the farmer. This is anticipating future pricing and problems in logistics. And so if the price is going up on the C, it's because people with funds on Wall Street are predicting that coffee is going to get harder to get. Maybe there's a container shortage. They can't get it out of the ports. So suddenly there's a shortage here. So there's a lot of speculation on things like commodities. Coffee is a commodity. So we have a lot of speculation going on there. And obviously we're in an incredibly unstable world economy right now coming out of the pandemic. And we're back to the future sort of on that because China's now in nearly a 30-day lockdown. Those major cities with tens of millions of people have not worked. Nothing's moving. Nothing's being made. Nothing's getting delivered. So at some point, we're going to run out of components. We're going to run out of supplies.
They don't have the same free speech we do. I mean, here we can, if we're upset about something, we can actually, talk about it. We can debate. We can pick it. We can do all of that.
Yeah, they're being locked in their houses. They're being locked, literally caged into their apartment dwellings. There is no freedom. It should make the world think long and hard about our supply chain. Do you want all of your integral parts coming from regions like China, where they can do something like this and have this kind of impact on the world economy? And listen, I'm empathetic. They're having a major outbreak in China with an inability to really service it. So they're trying to control a runaway storm, but that storm becomes our storm. And at some point, we need to probably take back a lot of production. A lot of sourcing needs to be closer to home, needs to be more convenient. It may cost you a little bit more, but it'd be more stable. And then the conversation to me starts to trend around value. What are you getting for your money? If it costs you more to buy something, are you getting something with more value than you were before?
Well, okay, the other thing that just stands out to me, besides the $100 on groceries, is, go to fast food, and you're getting fast food, no service, paying a lot because of this dilemma, right? And we're accepting the fact that this is just the way it's going to be. We have no idea how long, but I don't see a lot of light in the tunnel on this right now, because it just seems like there's some forces going on. You don't have to be a conspiracy person to see that this is lasting and it's not stopping, whether it's gas, whether it's groceries, whether it's eating out. You're just paying so much more than you were a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And you're not making more. People aren't earning more. College education just keeps climbing, right? The students are coming out with the hope that maybe their debt will be forgiven. They're focused on that instead of the future and jobs, because no one's talking about that.
To me, this is a time to remain light on your feet, to be tolerant and flexible, and to have a broader view of value, opportunity, what's important. To me, that's how I'm kind of settling into what is important and what isn't important. And we're going to be there for a while longer, because this war in the Ukraine has caused a massive problem in energy. So the cost of moving anything from yourself to goods on a truck is going to be a lot more expensive. And then I think you get back to the fundamental values of, like, what are you getting for your money, right? And I think that for us personally, what we try to do is give our customers great value. We try to buy great coffees at a good price. We're trying to create and discover things, and if you're on our website at ryanbroscoffee.com, you'll see that all shipments are free over $25, so it doesn't take much to get free shipping. So we save you a trip to the grocery store, we save you a trip to the coffee store, and bring it to your door. This is something we can do, and we absorb the price of that shipping.
The hallmark of a great coffee house is it's a place where people can meet, talk about all this kind of stuff.
It's community. The pandemic affected everybody. Our particular industry, anyone in the hospitality, food and beverage, travel industry, we just took a direct hit. We took a direct hit, and it continues. Coffee shops or coffee houses like ours rely on the community. It relies on people coming in and sitting in the seats and talking together and creating an atmosphere of community. And we're not a to-go experience. We have the to-go luxury. And obviously, as coffee shops, we do a lot of to-go business, but we used to do a substantial amount of in-house business. And I was reading an article that, Howard Schultz has been called back to Starbucks. This is his third return back to the kingdom to save them from themselves. And he was saying, this was shocking, that 70% of their business is carry-out. 70% of their business is on the go. It's going through a window now, on a telecom, it's in a drive-through, and that true experience that Howard Schultz believed in, that interaction between consumer and barista and everything that comes from that conversation and that exchange is gone. Let's just be honest, if 30% of their business is that, then it is gone. And how do you bring it back? That's important.
If the carry out is that high, what percentage?
70%.
Okay, that shocks me. With the drive-throughs, we know it's a big thing.
It is shocking.
But guys, live by the sword, die by the sword, that old saying.
Yeah.
Create the drive-through to make more money.
Yeah.
It may be the end of an experience. The coffee house vibe will change dramatically. It already has if it's 70%.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that looks like. It doesn't look like anything we're used to.
But for us right now, we're just trying to keep our business going. We're trying to be aware of the cost of things. We're trying to mitigate against that, trying to create great atmosphere. It's nice to see that the mask mandate is kind of gone away, though I still listen, if you feel comfortable wearing one, by all means do it. If you don't, by all means don't. But in the end, we have to respect each other in that regard. We got to get back together. We got to be out in the community together. That's the only way this all works. We look forward to seeing you in our shops or seeing you online or hearing back from you any way you want to reach out to us. But we're here and we're not going anywhere.
Thank you, guys. Until next time, right?
Yeah, until next time.